Hey, I'm talking. Hey, I'm talking. Hey, I'm talking. Hey, I'm talking. Okay.
Hello there, it's me, Paul, actor reactor. The thumbnail of this video is a play on where I think all this stuff with vegans is going to go. Actually, it's going to get to the point where somebody says, "Oh, yeah, vegans tried to kill me." We've heard the story recently. The young lady from a farming family who was interviewed on TV. Was it Victoria Derbyshire? Was it on the BBC? To be honest with you, I haven't watched it. I just, she said vegans give death threats, basically, and which has very recently been retracted to, oh, not to me personally, just to people I know. Yeah, it's happened to people I know. They've told me, but not to me, not me personally. The thing is about veganism, my dears, is it's actually about avoiding death. It's the exact opposite of wishing death upon a person. It's wishing to stop the death of billions of animals. And of course, it's February right now, 2018, just in case you're watching this in the future. You never know. So it's February 2018, and we've just had January, of course, which was also Veganuary. And a great success for Veganuary this year. Lots of people did the month-long pledge to eat vegan for the month of January, and many have stayed and said they're not going back. But still, so the point there was that there's now a lot of new vegans. And a lot of the new vegans are young people. Let's say between the ages of, it's probably much younger, but for the purposes of what I've seen on Facebook, let's say that they range from 18 to 50, really. 50's young, don't argue. And of course, then you see the posts in vegan groups from people who are newly vegan, really inspired, very passionate, feel like they've really seen the light, which is kind of what happens. It's what happened with me. I watched one documentary called Vegucated, and went vegan shopping the very next day. And granted, for the first about 2-3 weeks, I made a mistake because I was having Kellogg's. What's it called? Can't remember what it's called. Special K with red berries, and I posted it in a group and said, "Oh, I'm loving this, and I'm having this in the morning with cocoa milk and blah 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 blah." And this guy said, "Actually, Special K isn't vegan. I think it's the vitamin D in it, which comes from lanolin, sheep's wool." But from that point on, I was and have been and remain 100% vegan. Haven't bought, purchased, or used any animal products or derivatives at all for nigh on 4 years now. So when there are like let's say that there's a peaceful march against the far right in Manchester or London, and then you get an opposing group that turn up, kind of an maybe you get a far right group turning up, and some of them pause as part of the original group and cause trouble. And I think that is what happens with veganism sometimes. There are some people who are so anti-vegan, so vehemently, violently anti-vegan, that they will parade themselves as vegans and be everything we're not. You ever thought about that one? That's a real possibility. My cat and her nails on a laminate floor sounds a little bit like a tiny lady with 2 pairs of high heels on, because she's got 4 feet, obviously. It's quite a nice noise, I like it. So yeah, vegans aren't trying to kill you. Vegans don't want you to die. Vegans aren't trying to make you change. They're trying to show you things that will make you want to change. Do you get that? It's not about forcing an opinion on you. It's about making you aware that your opinion, your lifestyle, is forcing the death and abuse of animals who don't have a say, who don't have a voice. And sometimes, you know, when a young girl called Sarah, who's 16, who's newly vegan and really inspired, has posted something on her wall about being vegan. Maybe she's posted the video from YouTube, Dairy is Scary, which is well worth a watch if you haven't seen it. And then an uncle of hers comments, you know, oh, I'm just about to tuck into a nice juicy steak. I don't know what's wrong with it. And then she comes to one of the groups like really upset and says, why would, when it's quite clear that I'm now this, why would he do that? And we put up with that all the time. I've just seen a friend of mine on Facebook arguing with so many people. Oh, we've got, why do you think we've got canines? Where? I mean, here's the thing. This, on all humans, unless adapted, looks far more like a horse or an ape than it does a lion or a cougar or a tiger or a cheetah carnivores. But everyone, we were all the same once. I've been a meat eater. I was raised on, you know, roast lamb Sunday dinners and meat potato pie and gobbling tin puddings and chips on a Saturday night, or fish in batter. And here's the strange thing, I was raised on all of that. And then 20 odd years ago, I saw a video in an art gallery which showed the systematic slaughter of animals from big to small. From big to small. Why'd you do that? Stupid. From small to big. So I saw, you know, a chicken, a lamb, a pig, a cow, all get slaughtered. And that was the point I went vegetarian. And then I had some really good vegan friends, actually, who were very gentle with me. Perhaps a bit too gentle, because it took longer than it should have done. So when I would post about, oh, we've just had a delicious frittata with vegetarian such a thing, and, you know, vegetarian cheese and blah, 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 blah. And I had some friends who would kind of say, because I was always posting about happy eggs. Oh, happy eggs, I only buy happy eggs. I only buy eggs from chickens who are happy. Look at them, there's a picture of them running around the field. And somebody, a couple of people kept kind of gently pushing me and saying, I would urge you to look into that a little bit more, Paul, about the whole happy egg thing. I'm not going to push you, but, you know, research it, look into it yourself and see what you think. And that happened for a few months, but it wasn't until I saw Vegucated that I got it. eventually got it. Now here's the ridiculous thing. As a 48-year-old man, I am going to raise my arms in the air and I'm going to confess, even as a vegetarian who didn't want to consume any animals at all, I managed to somehow keep myself in the belief that cows ate grass and made milk. And when you think about it, and I'm not going to feel stupid for that, because when you think about it, that is how it's kind of portrayed. By milk, look at the cow eating the grass in the field, and then she'll come in and she'll happily get into the stall and we'll say, "Hi Daisy," and she'll go, "Moo," and then we'll put the plugs on her little breasticles and we'll take the milk that she happily gives us. Well, of course, logic dictates that to make birth milk from your breasts, you first have to be pregnant or have had a baby. And of course, this is what happens with cows. And this is why we get so passionate about it, because we want you to see that this is what happens. A cow has to be, so your typical dairy farm would have a whole bunch of cows, let's say maybe a couple of hundred cows, and they will either have one bull, or I've heard that some farms just purchase bull sperm. The farms that have a bull, they use, there's usually a few people there. They get the bull aroused and they have like a fake cow shape that it can jump up on. And then they use a tool, I kid ye not, to masturbate the cow and gather the sperm. Then they, when that's done and he's gone for a rest, then they take the sperm and put it in a very long type of syringe, really. Here's the part, here's the part, here's the part. They put a fist up the cow's anus to stimulate the vagina so that they can get the long syringe in and give her a squirt of the bull sperm they just masturbated from a bull. And then they go down the line and do this with all the cows who are, you know, ready to be impregnated. Some of them might already be carrying a calf. Cows carry for 9 months, just like a human. And then when they give birth, the calf might be allowed to stay with them for a couple of days or a couple of weeks. That's rare. Often they're taken away immediately. Their baby is dragged away immediately and put into a little tiny pen, a tiny little pen, and fed a fake milk so that the birth milk can be bottled and sold to you, happy and willing to pay for it. But all of that had to happen before you bought it from the supermarket. And for the babies, if they're male, as they are of no use whatsoever to the dairy industry, apart from the one bull they use. So, yeah, 1 in 1,000, 1 in 100 might be allowed to grow into maturity. Most of them are killed. And the females join mom on the production line. As soon as they're able to be impregnated, they join mum on the production line. So these animals don't have a say in this. They don't say, hey girl, take my baby, I'm bored with it. Take my milk, sell it to the humans, they like it on their cereal. The cows don't say that. Cows don't say that. There are there are videos online of grieving mother cows chasing the van which carries their children down a road. And no, they're not. Oh, that was a one-off. That was staged. That was staged. Look into it. Stop convincing yourself that animals want to die or be abused to satisfy your stomach, because it isn't true. It just isn't true. And the fact of the matter is that there are so many wonderful alternatives now. Even Farm Foods has brought out a range of, they have vegan mince, vegan meatballs, vegan chicken poppers, vegan sausages, and there's another thing. It's gone out of my head, man. Something else. I bought it the other day. There are 5 items that are vegan and Farm Foods original, and they're 3 for a £5. So you tell me where you can get mince, sausages, and chicken poppers for a £5. And everyone says, oh, I mean, we had this thing recently where I posted this, there was an image going around Instagram saying, not everyone can be vegan, stop being elitist, it's blah, 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 blah. Don't judge people. And I did an opposite image, and the backlash from that, how dare you? You're so elitist and rich. My pay packet last week from the bar that I work on was £59. That's it. When there's no functions, when it's just my standard day, that's my wage. Yeah, I'm rich. I am rich because I live on a beautiful planet, you know, with a lot of conscientious humans who are aware, who are woke. They're so woke. And want to make a better world for us all. So yeah, in some ways I'm rich, but financially, no, not at all. And being vegan is cheap. See, I can't do it again. Only happens once in a while. That. Do you know what I can't do? I can't do. Watch. You can see what I can't do. I can't do that. I can pretend. I can do that. I can't do it. I cannot do it to save my life. A drag queen. You can't do that. It's ridiculous. Anyway, this has been my first one of these for a while, and it's quite a kind of focused one, isn't it, really? So I will see you again on this channel, because I have been neglecting it. I've been doing a lot of stuff with my husband Jason on our channel, Those Vegan Guys. Please do check us out on there, should you fancy. It's on YouTube. And also last year spent quite a bit of time doing stuff with Stuart and the Vegan Queens, which is another channel on YouTube which I'd like you to check out. Um, the this was just kind of, I needed to get all of this stuff out of my head, because you know, vegans have been getting a lot of real negativity because of TV appearances and stuff, and I'm not sure how we're expected to react to people being so negative towards what is clearly one of the right things to do, which is to stop using and abusing animals on this planet. And oh, that's another one as well. People say, well, we stop eating animals, what we're going to do with them all? Of course, it would be a very gradual thing, wouldn't it? But the fact is, demand creates supply. So while all you people are, there was no point me doing anything, one person don't make a difference, don't they? Have you seen how many vegans there are now? Have you seen how much veganism has risen? That's a lot less animals force bred and therefore killed every year. See, if the supply isn't, if the demand isn't there, they won't breed as many. Don't forget, these animals are force bred. They're not left in a field to procreate naturally. They're forcefully bred, which is why some people use the word rape sometimes. Because if someone did it to your dog, if someone pinned your dog down and artificially inseminated her with the sperm of a dog, what would you call that? What would you call that? And then they took her babies away as soon as they were born and killed them. If it's wrong for one, it's wrong for t'other. I suppose that's what I'm saying. I'm going to leave this one here now. And thank you for watching. As a proud vegan, I would say please do some research and look into it. Look into animal agriculture. Look into the impact it's having on our forests, our water supply, our air, our planet in general. Look at the facts into how animals are treated in factory farms being the biggest suppliers to the meat and dairy industry. And if you're comfortable with that, we have nothing in common. But don't just defend your stomach like it's a person. You're the person. This is just something that requires feeding now and again. And it would be just as happy, I assure you, with vegan foods as it is with the flesh and secretions of abused and murdered victims who don't have a voice. That's what it all boils down to. Anyway, please look into it. Take care of yourselves, and please, as always, be excellent to each other.